Now making his way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Rocky Floriano.
And then we're getting a look at Rocky Floriano. He makes his way to the ring, and there's a familiar face there. Adrian Titarasco, one of the top trainers out of the Toronto area. And you know that if Adrian Titarasco is training this guy, you know that this guy's got some game.
Exactly. Adrian Titarasco was Lennox Lewis's trainer. I could go through a number of guys that he's trained. He's a great trainer. This guy, I've seen Rocky fight before. A very, very big puncher. He's a guy I like to call in boxing a shocker puncher. They come when you don't see him. He shows you something, and he hits you full tilt with something else. He's a big, big puncher. He's like Rocky. He's like the real Rocky. He's a big, big puncher with either hand, so look out for fireworks early.
And we should make a correction. His last name is Floriano. We had an incorrect spelling, and now I see that our technicians have told us it is Floriano, so we do apologize to Rocky and his family out east.
And now, from Edmonton, Anthony Hits Hard Lassard.
Oh yeah, Anthony Hits Hard Lassard. You've probably seen him before if you've watched our shows, and there's no question that Lassard is pumped up about this fight, Ken. He's taken 4 months off of work, or 4 weeks that is off of work, just to concentrate on this fight.
Yeah, he has. He's put his heart and soul into this one. He's said that he wants to, he's coming off a big win. He wants to get back-to-back wins. He wants to show everybody in Canada that he belongs in the top of the ratings. He's a game fighter. He likes to box. Originally out of Halifax, now fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta.
Actually, I was right when I said 4 months. He has been off work for 4 months. I said 4 weeks, but no, he's the kind of guy, he's dedicated to wanting to become the best that he can be, and this will be a good test for him tonight. Let's go into the ring and Dean Panis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th bout of the evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. The man in charge when the bell rings is your referee, John Brack. Your judges ringside are David Haas, Ken Rudd, and Usman Ali. Introducing first in the blue corner. He weighed in at 150 and 1/2 pounds, wearing the blue trunks with white trim. Coming in with a professional record of 10 victories, 2 losses, and 1 draw. From Toronto, Ontario, Rocky Floriano. And introducing his opponent in the red corner. He weighed in at 155 pounds, wearing the red trunks with black trim, with a professional record of 6 victories, 3 losses, and 2 draws. From Edmonton, Anthony Hits Hard Lassard.
John Brack is the referee. He'll give the gentlemen their instructions. Here's a tail of the tape, and there you're going to see these boxers fairly even matched. A little bit of a reach advantage for Anthony Lassard. Weight pretty much the same, but like you say, it's going to come down to who is the bigger puncher out of the two, because I think we're going to see some fireworks early out of these two guys.
Well, from what I've seen of Floriano before, arm reach isn't going to be a big factor in this fight. He's a big, big puncher. Anthony Lassard is going to have to be defensively responsible from the get-go. All through this fight, he's going to have to keep his hands up and watch out for the big punches from Rocky. Rocky's a big, big puncher.
And of course, Floriano out of the Atlas Gym out of Toronto, and they have certainly produced a very large number of excellent Canadian prospects, and when you have a guy like Adrian Titarasco in your corner, you know that you're fighting a pretty good guy who's been trained by one of the best in the world.
Yeah, Adrian's been around the game a long time. Of course, a big favorite to Canadian fight fans and all over the world. Lennox Lewis, Adrian was his trainer before Lennox moved his camp over to London, England, and of course he's got tons of experience. I just named one of them. Adrian's worked with a bunch of champions.
And for Anthony Lessard, you got to give him a lot of credit, because he wanted to fight Trevor Moya again, and that was voted Alberta's Fight of the Year. Moya unable to take the fight due to injury. So Lessard had told the KO Boxing promotion staff and told promoter Glenn Carrier, you know, bring in somebody who's tough. I want to fight a top prospect, and he's doing that tonight.
Yeah, one thing about Anthony Lessard, he takes on all comers. Taking this guy on is a big step for Anthony Lessard. This is a big puncher, Rocky. And Anthony said, hey, bring him on. Let's see what I can do with him. Let's see where I can go in the ratings. Let's see if I belong. And this is certainly going to answer a lot of questions.
Both boxers were basically feeling each other out for about the first 30 to 40 seconds of the fight, but you can tell now that they're starting to let the hands go a bit.
Yeah, they are. I think Anthony's keeping his hands up real good here. He's got to watch out. Like I said at the start of the broadcast, Rocky is a shocker puncher. They come from nowhere, and he just whips them. So he's trying right now to get Anthony to lower that right hand a little bit so he can come back there. Another left hook to the belly. He wants Anthony to lower that hand so he can come with a left hook to the head. He's a big puncher, and at any time he can take you out. Anthony's got to keep busy with his punches, and he can't loop them in there. He's got to keep the hands and bring them right back. Anthony right now doing a good job keeping his hands up. That's what he's got to do. He can't make a mistake, but he's got to start jabbing a little bit more. He's got to keep this guy at bay.
Yeah, he wants to make sure he gets his attention. You don't want him just punching you all the time and defending. Good two-punch combination there with the left hook.
Anthony's got to start to jab and start to show him that he's got a little bit of power too, to keep this guy from just throwing big punches at him and trying to. The Rocky's looking for the left hook. You can see that he's looking to hit Anthony Lessard with the left hook. He goes to body with left hook, and then he.
And Lessard comes back with a left hook of his own, and that got the attention of Floriano.
Now Floriano seems to be a very patient fighter. He's got Anthony bleeding already from the nose.
Yeah, that was that right hook.
Very patient. Good first round.
One round in the books, and Anthony Lessard feeling a little bit of the power of Rocky Floriano as he had some blood coming out of his nose near the end of the round, and that always gets your attention.
Well, a little bit of worse for the wearer was Anthony Lessard. Anthony has to keep doing what he did in the first round, except throw a few more punches and get behind a jab. He's got to keep his hands up, and he's got to go for the jab. What Rocky's trying to do is hit him with that left hook low. Like he throws a right hand upstairs and comes back with that left hook because he wants Lessard to lower his hands, because he does have devastating punch. Rocky can punch with either hand. He's certainly got Anthony's attention. What
can you tell Lessard in his corner right now, Ken, if you're training him?
If I was training Lessard right now, I'd say, listen, this guy, all he relies on is he wants to exchange with you. You have to box this guy. You have to box this guy, and then you have to get your licks in through boxing, not through trying to match him with punch for punch, because he's not going to win that fight.
Round number 2 here at the Shaw Conference Center. Light middleweights, Anthony Lessard and Rocky Floriano. Lessard in the red, Floriano in the blue and white.
See, Quebec and Ontario both have a lot of boxers, so guys like this Rocky, guys like the Row House 7 and 7, they got a lot of guys. They put a lot of shows on there. Edmonton and Montreal are probably the 2 busiest cities in Canada when it comes to putting boxing on. And we're starting to see guys like Anthony come out of all these different types of fighters out of Edmonton, but still we're a step behind them guys from Ontario and Quebec. But there it is.
Big right hand, and that floors Anthony Lessard. That caught him sleeping a bit there, and Lessard took a seat on the canvas.
Just like I told you, he's a shocker puncher. He can hit with either hand. Now you'll see Rocky really come after this guy. He's vicious. He's a big puncher, and he likes to exchange.